anti-money laundering probes of this scale and nature are complex. Connecting the dots between people and things is a lot easier said than done. We also had to be very discreet, and so police moved cautiously and with only a very small team. Had the suspects caught wind of our probes, the suspects and their assets might have fled, and the investigations and the entire operation might have been jeopardized. Earlier this year, the police assessed that they had enough information and consulted the Attorney General's chambers. AGC assessed that we had sufficient reason to suspect that criminal offences had been committed in Singapore. Following the intensive intelligence probes, extensive reviews of information, and examination of evidence, police moved decisively against the suspects on 15th August this year. There has been some speculation circulating in news outlets, internationally and domestically, that this operation was carried out at the behest of China. This is completely untrue. Singapore does not need another country to tell us what to do to enforce our laws, nor will we do anything unless it is in our own interests. In this case, we started investigations because we suspected that offences had been committed in Singapore. Once we confirmed our suspicions, we acted. On 20th September, police updated that the total value of assets seized or issued with prohibition of disposal orders stood at more than $2.4 billion. Since then, police have conducted further operations and extensive investigations. To date, the total value of assets seized or issued with prohibition of disposal orders by the police stands at more than $2.8 billion. Police's investigations are still ongoing. As we probe further, there may be more arrests and assets seized.
We must and we will do more. The fact that more than $1.45 billion in financial assets have been so far seized in relation to this case is concerning. MAS is conducting detailed supervisory reviews and inspections of the financial institutions with a major nexus to this case. MAS will also take a critical look at how the suspects were able to access financial services in Singapore. Some of them have been charged for presenting forged documents to financial institutions. MAS will assess whether financial institutions had upheld robust AML-CFT practices, including performing adequate checks on the customer's source of wealth and funds, monitoring customer transactions to pick out suspicious ones, and taking all reasonable steps to mitigate against money laundering and terrorism financing risks. This will complement and feed into the work of the Inter-Ministry Task Force to be led by Minister Indranee, which MAS will also be a part of.
We will be setting up an inter-ministerial committee comprising political office holders from MAS, MHA, MinLaw, MOM, and MTI, and chaired by myself, to review our system with the benefit of what we are learning from this case and to keep our regime up to date with increasingly sophisticated crimes. The review will focus on 4 main areas. First, on how we can better prevent corporate structures from being abused by money launderers. Second, how financial institutions can enhance their controls and collaborate more effectively with each other and authorities to guard against and flag suspicious transactions. Third, how other players in the system, like corporate service providers, real estate agents, and precious stones and metals dealers, can help to better guard against money laundering risks. And fourth, how we can strengthen and centralize and strengthen monitoring and sense-making capabilities across government agencies to better detect suspicious activities. Where gaps are identified, we will tighten our regulations and enforcement to prevent exploitation by criminals. The committee will share its progress and findings in due time.